So I picked up this wire spool for free. You can get them pretty cheap on Facebook Marketplace. I see them all the time. I want to have something that I can eat crabs at in the summer and not worry about breaking the tabletop on my glass table. So I'm just going to sand it, do some Danish oil, then a polyurethane like bar top coating, at least on the top, hope maybe the whole thing too. Get some stools, and should be a pretty quick and easy little project to make a nice little table. I wonder if that underside looks better now. Nah, it looks about the same. Oh, I rolled it through your poop, Goose. That's unfortunate. Oh, I stepped in it. Goose, leave it. Here, here, here. Go. All right, so just finished sanding it, went to 240 grit on the top and then 120 everywhere else. I'm not too concerned about the quality of this table. Like, there's still gonna be some nails and things sticking up. I'm gonna beat on this table. I'm going to abuse this table, so I'm not gonna sink a whole bunch of time into it. Like, I don't even think I'm gonna bother trying to get these labels off the bottom. I think it'd be take more time than it's worth. So I'm just gonna go over it with some dark walnut Danish oil and then let it cure on there for about 5 to 7 days, and then do that polyurethane top coat on the whole thing as well. So gonna get this stain on here, or this Danish oil, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. Yeah, that's gonna be an awesome finish, I think. I'm just doing a kind of a test area on the bottom, just to destroy these rags. Make sure I like how it looks before I go anywhere else. So I'm not gonna go real heavy down here, but these splintered parts of the wheel are just tearing this applicator up. So keep that in mind if you're gonna do this. Man, it's just grabbing every strand it can on this applicator. See, that's one of the areas where our sticker was. It's not going to take the oil as well. That was a lot. This stuff goes a long way too. That one can will be plenty for all of this. Wait. You could be a problem. So there's the finished side. Leave it. There's the top. And there's the rest that I'm gonna do. Did the bottom quick. Not as heavy as the top, but I think it looks really good. I think when it's sealed with that clear polyurethane, it's gonna look great. It's gonna look great for a quick little project, right, Goose? What have you been up to? These lime green ones from Harbor Freight suck. I hate them. The blue ones, even the blue 5mm, are way better than the green. Here it is, all coated with the Danish oil. I might let it dry for a little bit and then go over it again. Maybe not the whole thing, just in spots that I can kind of tell it needs a little more. Like up in there, right there, seems like it needs a little bit more. But I think it looks really good. It looks real rustic. I like the color. And I think it's gonna look really good when it's all said and done. So it's been 48 hours and I'm impatient because we're supposed to get some good snow this week and I'd like to get this out of the garage. And it feels pretty dry to the touch. And I only did one coat of the Danish oil. So I think I'm just gonna see what happens when I put the polyurethane coating on. This is what I picked up, never used it before. I'm gonna try it on the bottom of the spool first and see how it looks. And hopefully just one coat is good enough, but we'll see. I do think I'll end up needing 2 coats at least of this. And it looks like I should have plenty, just to make it thicker and more uniform. I see as it dries on this side more already, like a few spots that I've missed or just didn't get a uniform coating on. So this is it after one coat. Gonna let it dry for 3 to 4 hours and throw on another coat. And hopefully that'll be good enough. It's really holding the gloss well on the vertical part of it. And I went a little heavier on the top, which is kind of hard to tell in this light, but once I stand it up, I think you'll be able to see better, especially after another coat. So it's been over a day now. Everything is dry to the touch and not tacky. I was gonna try and do a second coat last night, but it was still tacky. So I'm gonna put it on a second coat now. The can says to go over it with some pretty fine grit sandpaper to knock down any maybe runs or anything that's not super level. I really don't think it needs it, but I'm gonna follow the instructions and just quickly go over it with probably some 320 grit on the orbital sander real quickly, and then apply the second coat. I don't think it'll show me doing the second coat just because it's gonna look the same as the first coat, but I'll try and knock this out here as quick as I can. I definitely can feel a difference even just going over it super quickly with that 320 grit. So I think it probably was a good idea for sanding it before that second coat. I know this side's still wet from the second coat, but I just wanted to show the difference it's already making. So I haven't done here yet, and I have done there. I'm hoping it stays at high gloss. I might even do a third coat. We'll see how this one turns out once it cures. But it's definitely making a big difference and goes on easier and applies easier, I would say. The second coat for sure. Second coat on. It's looking real glossy right now. I hope it keeps this level of gloss. There's a couple like bristles on the brush I need to pick out quick. But I'm really happy with how the second coat's looking. Maybe I'll do a third. I'll see how this dries and then go from there. Second coat's fully dry, not tacky at all anymore. About 24 hours later. Still has that gloss, so I'm really happy. I'm gonna do one more coat and call it good. Quickly sand it with 328 grit again, and then just one final coat, just because I can see some spots that I didn't quite get enough on that second coat. I think a third coat's just gonna even it out good everywhere. So third coat, and then we'll be putting on the wheels, and the chair should be here soon, and we'll be done. So I got stools. If I'm not able to sit around it and kind of tuck my legs in underneath it good enough, I'll end up probably cutting, I don't know, 8 inches or so of the bottom all the way around. But I want to see how it works as is. So we'll see how she looks after the third coat. Just a quick walk around after I finished up the third coat. Probably going to give this coat a full 48 hours to completely cure. Then we'll get the hardware on it and she'll be done. Also, I just wanted to mention that 3 coats on this whole thing only used maybe about a third of this gallon, so this stuff goes a long way. It is sat a full 48 hours at this point. Now I'm gonna put the casters on, probably relatively close to the edges so I can actually reach the ratchet mechanism to help level it a little bit. And if I do end up cutting most of this bottom off, since you wouldn't be able to really sit super close to it if I find that to be an issue, I'll just put these closer in whenever I do that. But we're gonna see how it works for now, these close to the edges so I can reach the ratchet, and it's done. What? Didn't really go as planned, but there it is, all complete. I'll have to get a shot with all the chairs and stuff when they come. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Can't wait to eat some crabs and drink some beers. Here's the final product out in the sunlight. Looks nice and glossy. I got some stools that aren't here yet. If they come soon, I'll throw up a picture, take another clip to throw in here as well. Really happy with how it turned out. Casters on the bottom, so I can move it real easy if I have to, and it stays in place with the adjusting, the ratchet adjusting casters. But, yeah, on to the next project. There's the final product with the stools and the cushions. Went with 30-inch tall stools. These are just magnetic cushions that I'll link down below as well. Just to sit on top. I think it turned out pretty good. I think the 30-inch is much better. I did originally have a 24-inch stools, and they were just way too short. But yeah, there's the final product. Ready for some crabs and beers this summer.